Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Before we get into today's plant update video, I wanted to give you an update like I promised yesterday about the best out of 7 matches between Cesaro and Sheamus. What happened was Mick Foley gave them both an opportunity for the same title. That title is the tag team titles. I don't necessarily agree with the tag team titles. I agree with giving them the same opportunity for a title, just not the tag team, because I don't think they're going to work well together. If you saw Raw last night, then you saw how they were trying to outdo each other and all this. So I don't think in the next few weeks they're going to work well together at all. So that's my update for that. Like I promised you guys I would do. So without further ado, let's get into today's plant update video. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today is my plant update and I have a few updates this week. We're going to start first with my roses. The roses are not sprouting, but I found something online where I can just soak them overnight, and if the seeds sink to the bottom of the bowl, it means they're very good seeds, but if they rise to the top, they're not so good. So luckily, all of my seeds went to the bottom. I bought these off of Amazon, so it was like a 50-50 shot there. But they sunk to the bottom, so I'm pretty happy right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant them. The paper said I needed like a specialty a soil for them, but I'm not going to do that. I love this soil, and I bought little cups for them. This is Miracle Grow Moisture Control. It makes sure the plant has exact water that it needs, which is very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill it with some water. I'm just going to put it up here. I'm going to show you guys one so you can see it. There we go. So I'm just going to fill it with some water here. Like that. Just a bit. It's going to sink to the bottom gradually. And once it does that, it's just going to feed the rose as it needs to. So what I got on the napkin right here is a rose seed. I don't think you can see it, but it's very tiny. So what I do is I'm going to put it right on top. And then I'm going to put a scoop or so on top of it and just set it and let it sit. So I'm going to go over here to where my soil is and just get a scoop. Put it on top. And we'll see how this goes over the next several weeks. Just going to put it in there. I'm just going to set it like that. And we're going to see how this goes. I hope they grow. Because once they're grown enough, I can actually put them outside and put them back in the rosebush area where we had all our rose bushes. So that's it for my roses. Next, we're going to move on to my aloe plant, which unfortunately has died on me. I don't know if I overwatered it or I didn't put it into the soil far enough, but it's no longer here anymore. So now we're going to move on to my Christmas cactuses. We're going to move on to these guys right here because these guys are growing like crazy. Look at that. They're growing. That's my dog making noise on the ground. So these guys are growing like crazy, so I might have to get more cups and like get some of these guys off so he's not leaning so far. The way I've been doing it, they've been growing like that. I just pinched some off and just put them in the soil like that, and they've been growing. So that's very good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some cups, do the same thing with the roses, and just put these in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the soil to see if it needs water, and they need water. So I'm going to try to move the camera back over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. These are cactuses, so you just want to water them maybe once a week. They're supposed to be semi-dry, that's why I only do it once a week, and they've been growing like crazy. So just put some water in. The soil will take care of the rest for me. And now we're going to move on to my other Christmas cactus. this guy. So when you come when I show you back over here with my orchids, you're going to see a lot of cups. I had about 20 seeds. So it's 20 cups full of seeds on there. So here is my Christmas cactus, and he is growing. Look at that. That one has 2. It's awesome. So what I'm doing is working for my cactus here. And he's dry too. So what I'm going to do, again, is just pour a little bit of water. Well, a lot of water, because I have this soil that I love. Just going to put it in like that. That should be enough. It'll go down to the bottom of the soil, and it will give the cactus as much water as it needs, which is a very good thing. Now we're going to move on to my orchids. Here's my first orchid. And I found out this guy, people were telling me that he was dying because of that right there. But I found somebody who was willing to try to help me with this guy. So as you noticed, last week I had brown area right here. That was from the dead leaves that fell off. So when I pulled this off, because I was told to pull the dead off and then spray it with peroxide. So when I pulled this off, it was full of water. Water was dripping down my hands. And I let it dry, and then I sprayed it with peroxide at 3%, which is what you're supposed to do with orchids. And I let that dry, and I put it back in water. And it's been drinking. I don't believe it's been spreading. So I think this leaf and this leaf might fall. But this leaf is still nice and firm, so I think this one's okay. So I think he's going to make it. Because I worked really hard to save this guy, and I don't want to give up just yet. And this week is fertilizing week. I decided not to do my roses the first week they're in the soil to fertilize them. So the next week that I do fertilize, I'll fertilize them. Just not this week. They're just going in the soil right now. So see, water's almost gone. So it's drinking water, which is a very good thing. So right now, I'm not going to fill it with water. I'm just going to let it sit there. I'm going to mix the fertilizer in the water and then transfer it to the cups. So next, here's this guy. This guy also had brown area right here where the dead leaves were. And I found some new surprises right there. I don't know what those are going to be yet. But either it's going to be a kiki or some more roots. It's not growing any leaves at this point, but I'm really happy that I found that when I took this off. So what I'm going to do is what I do every time I change the water is I check all the roots to make sure they're nice and firm. If you have firm roots, you have healthy roots. And that's what you want. So you could check these every day if you wanted to, or every week. I check mine mostly every day. I just check to see how they're doing and everything like that. And we're going to set them on this plate I have for them all. Oh my goodness, he has a mind of his own. Oh my goodness. There we go. And then we have my big guy. Even though he doesn't have all his big roots anymore, I still call him my big guy. So here we go. Here he is. We're going to check the roots, which I only have 2 at this point. But that's what happens when your orchid is adjusting to your environment. But I have a leaf. I have this leaf right here. I'm really, really excited about that. It has grown quite a lot since last week. Last week we could barely see the leaf, and now I can see it quite clearly. Can you guys see it? I hope you guys can see it. That's very awesome for me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty these 2 dishes, and then I'm going to get the water, mix it with fertilizer, and we're going to fill these guys up again. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's been rainy here today, which is kind of normal. It's Florida. I guess it's Florida weather right now. Okay, so here is my little cup here and the spoon I need for my orchids. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill this up with water, and then I'll fill the orchids with it. So I'm doing about a cup and a half. I'm like eyeballing it at this point. And then we get my fertilizer, which is over here today because I had this full of cups. And it's my Miracle Grow plant feeder. When I bought this, I couldn't find one that was specific to orchids. So I'm just going to use this until I can get some more. Because if anybody saw me just getting rid of this, they would think I'm crazy. So 1/8 of a spoon I put in because I just have my 3 orchids at this point. And then we're going to mix it in. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all mixed. This is just the one I prefer to use. You can use whichever you are familiar with or whichever is easiest for you. This is one I'm familiar with and it's easiest for me to do. It does come with a cup, but it doesn't work for what I'm using it for. So this is what it looks like. It's nice and blue. It kind of reminds me when it's fertilizing week and when it's not. So first we're going to start with the smallest cup here, which is surrounded by little white cups. And I have a line that's very low to the cup because of my orchid at this point. So I'm just going to fill it up to that line like that. And then we're going to move on to this guy and fill this one up. And then we'll move on to the last cup. Well, it's not a cup. It's more like a bowl at this point. I couldn't find any cups that would be his height, so I'm using a bowl. And I'm going to save the rest of this because I'm pretty sure that these two and that one are going to need more by tomorrow. And I'm not joking about that. They were so freaking empty today. And they just filled them up like a day or two ago. So there's that guy. I don't like holding it by these. I like holding it from the center right here. And then we put that guy in. And then we put my baby in, which I think this leaf's about to fall or is going to die off and fall. I just hope it doesn't affect this guy because this guy is still nice and firm. So I hope it doesn't affect him. And I save him. I've been trying to save them for a few months. Oh my god. So those are my orchids, my Christmas cactuses, my roses. And as I said before, I don't have my aloe plant anymore. It died. I don't know the cause of it. Either I was watering not as often or not deep enough in the soil. Either way, it's gone. But I do recommend if you cook in the kitchen a lot to have an aloe plant on hand. Just in case you don't have the aloe vera oil. So you gotta have an aloe plant in your kitchen at all times, which I'm gonna try to find one so we can have it in my collection again. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button if you liked this video and you think it was very helpful for you. These are all the plants that I talk about, and hopefully my roses will grow. I'm still unsure about that. I bought them off Amazon, so I'm unsure about it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Share with your friends if you think this could help them. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for my crocheting tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.